Africa, Europe, and the U.S. have come to the realization that al Qaeda is driving closer to having a country it could call its own, Mali. Ignoring that is not an option.
Any effort by terrorist groups, particularly regionally based ones, to make inroads into ungoverned spaces has to be confronted firmly by the government, and if that can't happen, then there has to be international support.
The French defense minister was more to the point. A terrorist safe haven in Mali, he said, would be within striking range of Europe and France itself. Mali was ripe for the plucking by Islamic extremists. The military had effectively lost control of an area the size of Spain after decades of fighting a low-level insurgency by independence-minded Tuaregs. In Bamako, the government was in disarray after a March coup. Islamic militias pushed aside Mali's own Tuareg minority rebels and began pushing toward the capital. How did they get so strong, so fast? Arms and experienced fighters. Groups like al Qaeda in the Maghreb celebrated the overthrow of Muammar Gaddafi and helped themselves to the abundance of guns and rockets in abandoned government weapons depots. For the West that intervened in Libya, it is a lesson in unintended consequences. The battle that is brewing in Mali now involves 3 or more Islamic groups intent on setting up their own extremist safe haven. African countries are expediting their own forces to counter what they see as a major new threat.
They all view terrorism as a serious threat that is affecting many of our member states in East Africa, in West Africa, and elsewhere on the continent, in North Africa as well.
Countries like Algeria, Nigeria, and Libya all see jihadists being drawn to Mali as they were to Afghanistan or Iraq, a shift that could certainly pose more serious problems for them. The reality, these forces may be small in numbers today, but they are experienced veterans and, in the view of some, better armed than any al Qaeda group ever seen. Jim Clancy, CNN.